The items that you're going to need for this simple setup in the gym and most other areas that we're going to be setting up without the trailer. First of all, you need your power cord, and for this one we use the reel because we're going to put it down below the bleachers and it's going to plug in behind where the bleachers are, and you guys will be shown that in class. Second thing you're going to need is your computer case. It has our Mac computer in there to run everything, and it also has the TV screen, a small TV screen that we'll be using. Both of those are in there, along with the stand for the TV screen are in the computer bag. Then we got the big case. In the Pelican case, we're going to have most every single thing you need, all of your cords, your extras, power cords, everything is going to be into there. About 80% of what we use is into there. In the gym, we tend to use our desk because it's a little bit tight up here. We have a fold-up table that you can use as well, but this will do up here, and we'll use the bleachers and the desk to hold everything we need. Today we're just going to set up one camera. We have the ability to set up to 4 cameras, but we'll set up one tripod and one camera and connect that, and then you'll just repeat that as many times as you need for the 4 cameras or whatever you're going to be using for this particular setup. Thankfully, our forward-thinking IT department made some adjustments, and now we can plug in from the top right down into this hole, and it will plug in down there. Go ahead and unwind the entire reel as you untie the entire reel. If you don't, then during the game, if it gets bumped and it unwinds, things are going to get unplugged and it's going to get pretty ugly. All right, we're under the bleachers right now. The cord is going to come down right underneath where we just let it down. The plug-in is actually about 15 feet this way through the bleachers. Right over here. Give yourself a little bit of slack just in case something gets tripped, but plug it in right here. You got red and you are good to go. So the different steps you need to take onto this one, be careful to make sure you go step by step or your wires will get all wound up. So step number 1 is going to be to get out the main pieces, place them where you want, and then we're going to plug them in, and then we're going to connect everything with wires. So let's get the pieces out first. In this bag right here, your computer and your TV screen. Place those 2 along with the TV stand. TV out, and literally put it on the bottom. This plugs in nice and easy. Line it up using the red button. Click the red button. It can go any shape or any size or anything else that you want to go. Set that one up here. Obviously, you're going to be pretty careful, but that's a pretty sturdy stand right there. Get your computer out. Get your computer set up. Since your screen is up into here, you're going to want your computer here. Get your stand over here, and we're going to put our ATEM right here. At the ATEM, along with most of our other equipment, is going to be in this case. Yeah, your ATEM, if this is zipped up or not, this is your ATEM right here. It goes right in the middle. We protect this thing. It's a $900 piece of equipment. We're going to take care of this thing right here. All right, so this is your other main piece of equipment. Place it down. Okay, we've got our 3 main pieces here, and then we need to get our sound piece out. And we will place this where we're going to have our sound, which is typically right on this side right here. Most of our power is going to be in the same spot right here. Here's your EOTA mixer power. And we've got the computer power. We've got into here. So for the computer, plug that one in. We've got the one right here that says ATEM power. ATEM power is going to go over here as well. And we haven't labeled this one yet, but the power cord with a little L, that's going to be for your TV screen right here. So as soon as you get the power set up, the next thing is to power the main pieces up. Power in your mixer. The other power item you need to get is right here. We use this one for this side, and we use the reel mainly for the cameras on that side. So get out this power piece of equipment, and we'll plug this one in right to the main reel. Now we've got power on this side of the bleachers as well. Now we take your sound board, EOTA mixer. I'm going to plug that one into here. Get that one plugged in. Get your computer cord. This is the one to be somewhat careful with during the game. If you hit this, this will come unplugged, and the computer doesn't like that and sometimes shuts itself down with everything happening. So try to keep an eye on that one. Get your computer plugged in. Fix this one down here. Get your ATEM plugged in. This one has a connector that screws in. So make sure you're careful on that one, but this one screws in because if it becomes unplugged during the broadcast, the whole broadcast kind of shuts down. Plug this in, and then get your TV screen plugged in. Power goes right in the back. DC right there labeled. Get this one plugged in as well. Now, all three of these are plugged in. Your mixer is plugged in. We got all the power we need up, and we're ready to set up cameras and connections between these. All right. So first, let's connect these items, and then we'll connect the cameras and set those up. So it kind of depends on what you like to do, but we usually put this over here, just a little bit closer to the mixer, a little bit closer to the power that's needed over here. You can kind of set it up how you want to. Just try your best to make sure that cords are not flying everywhere, because you might trip on something and somebody's going to unplug something. Now these are two of the first cords you're going to need. The first one is going to go from your switcher, the ATEM, to the computer. The second one is going to go from the ATEM into the TV. Let's do first TV. You see right here on the HDMI out. We're going to plug in here. I'm going to come back over here to the TV, and we're going to plug into the HDMI 1. That's what it's going to read, HDMI 1 right here. There we go. And now you'll see the TV screen is reading information from your switcher now that we have this. So if that shows up, you are connected and ready to go. Then we need to connect our switcher, or I call it the ATEM, switcher to the computer. The switcher to the computer slot's going to be right here. You can see USB out on the USB out. Plug this one in here. Come back over here, right into the computer. And now we are set up here. This is all set up. This is all ready to go right here. Then we need to connect our sound. Sound connection is going to be done with this cord right here. Two ends and then one skinny end to go into the switcher. This one right here goes into our switcher, into the ATEM, under mic 1. On into mic 1. And these two right here are going to go into these two slots that say main to audio, L and R. It does not matter which one goes into which. Those go right into there. And now you are connected sound into the ATEM. While we're here on the sound, let's go ahead and get our headsets plugged in. Pretty simple. This piece right here, because we were using two headsets, this piece right here is going to go into the headphones jack. And then each one of these headsets will be plugged in to that headphone jack and into the switcher themselves. So two pieces. First one, get it into a headphone jack, and it doesn't matter which headphone goes into which mic. Got mic 1, mic 2. Doesn't matter which one goes into which. Let's plug this one into mic 1. And this one here, same exact thing. plug it into earphone jack, and then plug it into mic number 2. As soon as you get that, you're going to be good. Now, when we plug everything in, there's no readings right here. This will not give you any sound readings right now. All of our sound readings are going to come on the computer and onto the TV. So once we plug into the EOTA, you won't get any sound readings right here. Don't worry about that. We're fine. We'll do the sound check when we come up top. All right, we're just going to do one camera setup. Your HDMI cord that's going to connect you to all the equipment is here. The power cord is here. And then grab your camera. This one setup, all 3 pieces of equipment here. All we need to do is set up our tripod. Kind of go based on what height you want to have. Remember, you're trying to go over the top of any fans that might be over here, especially on the opposing side. Trying to watch the game. So kind of set it up how you wish. Okay, twist and let them go. The bottoms are probably going to be all the way out. Just from here. Notice I've got this one setting on a bleacher. You can put that one on the floor. This is just go up and down any speed you want to go. But it is much better probably to put it on the wood, because on the wood you're not going to get as much shaking if people are screaming and yelling and stomping on the bleachers or moving around the bleachers. So putting it on the wood, you're set up. Now I can reach this one. My camera's going to be right here. I can make it higher, I can make it lower. That's going to be fine, whatever's comfortable for you. A couple things about making sure the camera is ready to go. First is leveling the camera. This knob right here is going to loosen the camera up, and you've got a bubble right inside of here. You're going to match up that bubble very best you can. You're going to level it out. If that bubble is right in the center of that circle, slowly tighten, and now you're leveled off and you're ready to go. Okay, you've got your Very Zoom right here, kind of a longer cord with this one. Got your Very Zoom, keep that cord to the side. We're going to connect it to the camera as well. And then now that we have that set up, get your camera ready here. This is going to slide in easy, and then you're going to tighten it up. Slide it in right here, tighten it up right here. Make sure you tighten it up. Could be a slight problem if you don't. All right, now we're solid, we're not going anywhere. That camera's in there good. Go ahead and connect your Very Zoom. Your Very Zoom is going to connect on this camera right at the very front, a little raised level right here. Your Very Zoom goes right there. And now when we need to during the game, zoom back and forth, nice and easy. Very Zooms are really nice to have for these cameras. You're going to get your power cord. Carefully unravel the power cord. All right, most of these you plugged into this side over here. Get yourself plugged into here. The camera plug is going to be on top, but it's going to be on the back side on the top. Last cord or last insert you have right here. And as soon as you get that one in, you should have power. Turn your camera on. And I've got green light, and now I've got a screen. Now I can zoom out with my Very Zoom. Now we've got power. Now when you get yourself a memory card, your memory card is going to go into this slot, one of these two. Go ahead and put it in A as usual. You can put it into your memory card into here, and after you insert the memory card, close that up, and then you should be ready to go. And when it is time to record, you can record right here on the Very Zoom. You got an R right here, you can record, just push that button, or you can push the button right here on the camera to record. Okay. Do the same thing to stop recording as well. Now that you're all set up, now that you've got power, now it's time to connect to the switcher. 2 ends to this cord, small end. Small end is going to go into the camera. It goes into the camera right back up in front here. Slide your HDMI here. As soon as that one is connected, grab your other end. The other end is going to go into the ATEM. Now, whichever slot you're going to use, 1, 2, 3, or 4. Now let's just put this one into 1. So as soon as we get that one up now, we've got power on the camera, we're hooked into the switcher, and now you'll notice we've got one camera showing up on the screen. If you've got that, you've done everything correct and you're ready to go. Now, if we're doing 2, 3, 4 cameras, we would just do the same thing with those cameras. So we're not going to set up all the other ones today, but same exact thing. Set up the camera, plug it in, get the power going, turn it on, connect with your HDMI cord, and it should show up right here. If it shows up right here, you're awesome. Right, this is where all the action is going to happen, and several different things to get done on here and get ready for on here and to do during the game. First, opening up the computer, making sure your password is into there. The password for this computer is capital EOTA 2018. Capital EOTA 2018. That will get you in. Now, as soon as you're in, there's a couple things to get ready for, although I don't know why all this stuff is opening up. I don't need to verify anything. Stop. All right. A couple places to open up. You're going to need 2 programs to open up first. Hit your Google Chrome, and on your Google Chrome, you're going to hit on the tab right here that says Wowza. Click on Wowza, and you'll notice right away, right down here, Start Live Stream. If we're going to, when we're ready to stream, this is the first thing you connect. There's going to be a secondary one, but this is the first one. Start Live Stream. Don't start it yet, but this is going to be the first one when we get to it. So as soon as you get onto Wowza, you're ready to go. And now come back down here to Wirecast, right down here in the menu bar. Click on Wirecast. This will take a second. All right, right up here. If it doesn't, everything should start up just like this one, right up here, Simple Setup. Just click on Simple Setup, Continue, and this will come up. Now, because it's not the newest version, and we need to download it later on, because it's not the newest version, you might have some things pop up like this. Just cancel them. Don't need those ones. The newer version, we'll fix that after the season's over, but don't need any of that. If this comes up, just click on that one. This is all some kind of weird stuff. So right now, there's a couple things we need to do with Wirecast. You'll see there's no shot right here. We have a shot up here that should be showing up here, but it's not. And the problem is a software issue. So go back down to the third layer, the one that says right next to Eagles on the Air. If we click on that, you notice it goes up. We don't want that. We want this shot right here from the camera to be on here. So this shot right here should be the camera. It's not reading it. So double click or 2-finger click on that. Delete that shot. All right. Click on the plus button. And we're going to add another video shot in. Right here, Blackmagic Design Video. Click on that. Add. And now look right here. We have our camera shot. All we have to do is click on this arrow. And we're ready to go right here. All right. Now we've got to fix our score bug right up into here. This is the last game. So right up here on the second level layer, on the second layer we have, click on this, and then way up top here, click on the 3 dots, and we're going to set up. All right. Go down to FBCA. We're already on there. We have 79 points, but game hasn't started yet, so we have 0 points. And then click down here, whatever team that we are playing. Let's play Michigan State University, because they're awesome. And their score, beginning of the game, they have 0 as well. Michigan State University, though, is not light blue. Michigan State University is indeed dark green. So Eagles are green, so we're just going to give them like a light green type color. All right, so as soon as you click on background color, BG color for them, just click on somewhere in the green because they're green. Click off, and you'll notice now MSU is in green. All right. So all that happens from this three dots right here, this menu. Yeah, FPCA 0, there's our dark green. MSU 0, here's their light green. Go on down a little bit farther where it says field number 1. And field number 1 has got fourth quarter. So we're going to put first quarter. And you notice all this, just as soon as you click it in, it happens here. Now, quick note. Before you start changing scores and stuff onto here, you have to go back to the third layer, because if you leave it here, everything I input is going to show up on the screen. For instance, right here, if I try to add it to our score, it's going to mess up. But click on your video shot right here again, back on your third layer. Now I can change the scores right here. Here's how you change the score. For our team, plus, right, and minus. Plus and minus will give us score changes, 3, 2, 1, whatever else. And there's going to be brackets right below there, brackets, plus, minus, and now we're ready to go. All right, so now we've got points, nice and easy. Just make sure second quarter starts, go back over here on the score bug and scroll down to quarter, and now we're going to start the second quarter. And now we're ready right up here, second quarter is up. Now, score is usually the thing that gets forgotten about a lot, because if you're doing all this by yourself, there's a lot of things going on. So just remember to teach yourself, remember every time there's a basket, change the score and change your camera shots. You'll get used to it as you do both. Hopefully we'll have 2 people to do it. All right, quick note on camera shots now. If you're doing this job right here, you're also switching on the camera. So we've got 4 different camera buttons. We've only got 1 set up today, but whichever one you push on, camera 2's got nothing, right? But camera 2, 3, camera 4, whichever one you push on is going to be the camera shot that everybody sees, right? So here's your 1, 2, 3, and 4. We have some other options down here for cut and auto and stuff. We'll teach those a little bit later on in class. But for right now, we're just going to stay on cut, and everything else that you switch on to is going to be up. And you notice we don't see the score bug is not up on this screen, but it does show up on the broadcast. All right, it doesn't show up here because this is just straight from the ATEM, but it will show up on the broadcast, so don't worry about seeing the score bug up here. On your mixer, the main things you're going to want to control, here's audio 1 for the headset number 1, and audio 2 for headset number 2. And then here's your main mix right here. This is, when you go on break and you're done talking, just, all the way down to 0. You don't really have to mess with these 2 at all unless you find some kind of a problem between the headsets. Probably just leave those where they're at. So when you're ready to talk again, up. When you're done talking, say timeout or halftime, down. So up and down right here on the mix. Now again, you don't see any sound coming in here because the sound is going to be seen up here on top. There's 2 different places you're going to see the sound. First place is going to be on the Wirecast. So you notice you don't really see anything now, but when I talk into here, you're going to see your audio levels are going up. You don't want them to be really loud. This is really loud right now, way up to the top. You probably want them about halfway to 2/3, somewhere around there. So I'm going to go back down to the main mix. I'm going to turn that down. And now my audio levels are going to be a little bit more normal than that one, especially if a big basket happens and we're really excited. You want to be careful if the audio levels are too high. People at home watching can always adjust their volume if they want you a little louder. So just make sure your audio levels aren't so high, because if they go way up into the top here, now you're going to have a lot of static. It's going to sound really janky. We don't want that. The other place you're going to see audio levels, if everything is working correctly, is right here on the TV screen. So you can kind of see them. Here's your mic 1 and mic 2. So here, these are your mics. You can also see a camera 1. And so if we have a camera set up and we want like some audience sound, we can turn on the camera mic 1 right into here, on and off, switch that one on. Now camera 1 is on, and now I can turn camera 1 off and on, back and forth if I want to. Most of the time though, we just let the crowd sound come through the headsets and we're good. So make sure before you start, make sure you do a mic check, make sure everything is connected right. If you don't see the green here, and if you don't see the green here, you got a problem, and you might need to reset something and make sure that everything is going. Otherwise, you're talking into nothing, and you're not going to have any sound on the broadcast. So keep adjusting your audio levels until you get them to the area of -6 to 0. Somewhere between there is normal for a normal talk. So I'm a little quiet right now, but in a basketball game I might be a little bit louder, or if the crowd gets a little louder. So let's say I'm talking and I see my audio levels right about here. I may go up a little bit. And now when I'm talking the same level, now I'm kind of about the range I want to be. All right, same thing. So -6 to 0 is what you want to be between. You don't want to go above 0. You don't want to be too quiet down here. Same thing you'll see over here. They have the -6 and the 0 levels right here. Just keep them somewhere around this range. And right here is nice because it's got the yellow and it's got the red for when I'm getting really loud. So you want it somewhere in the -6 to 0 range. The red over here, you don't want to see too much of that. Maybe in one exciting basket. That's about it. So now we're ready to connect. Everything is set up. We did an audio check. We've got video. We've got the score bug ready to go. I'm going to set those things back to 0. But everything's pretty much ready to go. And now all I have to do is start the broadcast. So I'm going to go ahead and minimize this a little bit, bring it over. I've got my live stream wowzer right here. Okay, now I can switch between the two pretty easily. First thing you do on Wowza, start this one first. Start your live stream. It's going to take, I don't know, a moment or two, depending on how good the Wi-Fi is feeling for the day. If there are a lot of people in here, we do have a hotspot from a Verizon hotspot that we have used. In fact, we used it in several broadcasts in the gym, because if a lot of people are on their phones, you might have to pull the hotspot out. But you can just do a quick connect right up here. You can just come on down here and the hotspot will show up right here. Right now we're just on FBCA Wi-Fi. All right, so right there you see, we've got stop live stream. That means we are right now live streaming. Now we're not live streaming anything yet because we haven't hit this yet. We have to hit the streaming button on the Wirecast. It will send it to Wowza, and then Wowza sends it out to the world. And all you have to do is right up here on the Wi-Fi signal, click on that, give you a blink, and you'll notice if it starts to count, 1, 2, 3 right now, that means you are online. We are going, and the whole wide world is listening to everything that's happening right here. Now we're ready to go. We've got the stream going up. We've got Wirecast going over here. We've got Wowza over here. You can tell we've got a shot right here, meaning that it is getting our camera. So what we need to do now, open up one other tab. Come over here to FBCA.TV right here and click on your Watch Live Now. You'll notice we've got our little arrow here, which means it is picking up our stream. Click on that and there's our shot. We are live. Everybody on Earth can now watch this if they want to. So that's how you can monitor it. You can check it. You can even check sound if you want to turn sound up and see if we have any sound. All right there. So you can check on that one. Just turn the sound back down because people are watching the game. But you can check on this stream right there. That one works out as well. Now, as we're going through here, let's say we just finished up the game. FBCA won, last second shot, a lot of excitement. We can't shut everything down yet. We can't close everything off until you see everything ending here. So let's say we're listening, the announcers just said, congratulations, boom, we're going to the playoffs, da-da-da, and they just said, this is so-and-so and so-and-so signing off, and then when they stop, you can't stop the broadcast yet, because if it hasn't happened on here, then we can't shut it down, or it's not going to happen on here. So here's what you do. You hear them sound off, they're done, they're shut off, they turn their sound down, and now we have to wait on here for about anywhere from 60 to 90 seconds. So when you hear them sound off or sign off here, that means now the broadcast is done. So don't break everything down. Don't take everything away until you hear the announcer sign off on here. And as soon as they sign off on here, now we can break everything down. Now we can get moving. Now the broadcast is finished. And here's how you finish the broadcast. Just like you started it off, go back over here to Wirecast. You're going to click off on here. Off. You can go back over here to Wowza. Don't forget to do this. Don't just close the computer, because Wowza doesn't stop until you tell it to stop. So if you close the computer and we don't start another broadcast for 3 days, this thing thinks we're still broadcasting for 3 days. So make sure you go back onto here, stop your live stream. You sure? Yes, I am sure. And we are stopped. Now everything is stopped, everything is shut down. We are not broadcasting anything else. Now what we have to do is to make sure that we unplug everything and get everything set up. So here's what you need to do to break down the broadcast. Now, everybody kind of breaks down their own section, but now that you're done with here, go ahead and close out Chrome, quit, because we want to quit everything right here. You don't want to just leave this stuff up for next time because it won't read it. For whatever reasons, it doesn't like it when you go from one broadcast to the next one. We got to start it over again. So don't save anything onto here when you close Wirecast. And it's closed. Now we can shut the computer, and now here's what you do. Don't start putting things one by one away. Listen, unplug everything. Unplug all of your cords everywhere. Unplug every single cord that you have. Unplug, 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 unplug. Power cords, unplug first, right? Then we're going to start putting things away. Unplug, 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 unplug. If you don't, then your big stuff, it all gets mixed up. Everything is thrown into the case. You don't want that. Unplug all your main things. Unplug your cords, your wires, your cameras. Unplug, unplug, unplug all of your power. Unplug all of these things. And when everything is unplugged, then we can start putting things away one at a time where they belong. All right, so everything's unplugged, everything's ready to be put away, everything does have a place to go, so it's easy to find next time. One quick note on cords. We're going to have cords that continually get broken, and we sometimes lose a whole broadcast because a cord has not been properly taken care of. So over under these cords, one time around, under the back, right? Over under these cords so that they last a longer time. Now next time I need to use it, right there it is. It's not all tangled up. It's not all messed up. So we over under the cords, always over under the cords. Okay, now they're ready to go. So everything into here has a place to go inside of the case. All of our USB-Cs go into here. We have most of our HDMI cords from the camera. It's going to go, or all of our HDMI cords, including this one right here. It's going to go into this spot, right into here. All of our HDMI go into there. Our mixer, along with the headsets, are going to go right into here. Get your headsets. Same idea with the headsets. Best you can. Make sure we don't lose the adapter. Put the adapter into here as well. Get these cords over under these cords. And the headset's right on top, nice and easy. All right, putting these things away is going to make a huge difference. I already had to replace 2 cords this year because they were not done in the correct fashion. Over under these. Go on top of here. Okay, carefully. There's some nice expensive headsets right there. All right, after that, folks, just start grabbing a few cords. Power cords are all going to go in one spot right here in the corner. All your power cords. All right, back to your camera. Close her up. Make sure it's off. All the way off here like it is. We've already unplugged everything, so you're ready to go. Just on right here. Make sure you loosen it up. Camera's loosening up right there. Button right here, bronze button. Push it in, slide the camera out, ready to go. Camera's gonna go right over here. Camera's gonna go on the bottom. Camera, power, and HDMI all in the same spot. Camera goes in, put your power into there. Don't toss them completely. Put them in nice and neatly. Everything fits really nicely. So next time we come around, we've got each camera right here ready to go. Pull out the camera, power, HDMI, set it up on the tripod, ready to go. It's that easy. And your tripod, nice and easy just like we set it up. Put your tripod down, make sure your tripod goes in the case. Put it in the case kind of carefully, but should fit in. Now, if the very zoom kind of makes it hard to fit in, if you can't fit it in right now, it's okay. Don't try to jam the zipper. You'll break the zipper and we end up losing the case. Okay? So if you can't fit it in perfectly, just leave it unzipped. We'll carry it without and we'll fix it later. All right? Once we get all those camera stuff set down, we've got everything into here that we need. Take your power. Right here, this goes right on top of the camera shield. These are the shields we use when it rains, just to get the sprinkling. Just put that right on top of here. We've got one more camera that will go here. We've got our computer and our TV put away. Put these back into here. Put this in. Don't put it in with these ones. We don't want to bang around. Put it in one of the front pockets. This one is ready to go. Take your ATEM, most expensive piece of equipment that we have. Again, right back in here in the middle. A lot of padding for that one. And that goes over correctly. Zip up your net. Goes in. Make sure the handles are out of the way. And then you are ready to go. You got this. Back to your computer bag and TV bag. Got here. You got your tripod we'll get. You got your power. You got everything that you need. You're all put away. You're all set up. And all you got to do next time is set up everything the same way. Up, set them up, pack them up, done. Well done. All right, last thing are the headsets. For the headsets, we've got 5 headsets right now. We'll expand a little bit later on. But first, the one that's labeled as main, this is the only one with an on-off button. This is the only one. Everything else automatically comes on as soon as this one is turned on. So we have to do 2 things. Put batteries in them, turn this one on, and then all 5 will start working at the same time. So let's get a battery in first. Here's your battery button. Opens up the case. Get your battery. Aiming right here. Arrow goes on top, arrow goes in. Close it up just like that. All right, so battery, arrow goes up and in. Slide it in, close it up, and you notice we're on off. So as soon as we hit the on, okay, it's starting to link up. You see blue. Blue means you're ready to go. The blue blinking anyway. All right, so that's ready to go. So on this one, pick up your next one. All you got to do, get your battery in there. Arrow goes up and in. Right here, as soon as you get your battery in, it'll take just a minute, but they'll start linking up. And as soon as you see, there you go. Now you see blue blinking. Now they're 2 ready to go, and you don't have to do anything else. These are ready to go, ready to use right now. There's no button to talk. Just every time you talk, every time you say something, it goes through. And if you want to unmute, slide it up. Up means you're on mute. You can hear, but you can't, they won't hear you until you put it back down again. All right? Flexible, right hand, left hand, either way. There you go.